Please return back to the terminal when you check for
Not bad. Tiffany reviews board games from an airport. This is probably becoming a thing. So apparently I get to wander down all the way to the end of the terminal. Let's see if I can teach you how to play Veritas from cheap-ass games by the time I get down there. Hopefully there's Starbucks on the way. So Veritas is a game for... oh god. I'm already failing at this. Veritas is a game for 3 to 5 players. It's where you are monks in the Dark Ages and you are trying to save knowledge and truth, as it were, which is to say you are trying to save the books, and you're trying to save your particular brand of books, which is to say the best truth, the only truth, the real truth. I found a box. On the board there are 12 regions, and each region has a certain number of monasteries equal to, coincidentally, the number of that region. So the first region has 1 monastery, the second 2, then the third 3, and then the fourth, and so on and so forth, until you get to the 12th, which has 12 monasteries. On your turn, you can do, I like to say, 2 actions. The first possible action is you could copy. When you copy a book, you just put one of your books on top of a stack in a monastery that already contains one of your books. It doesn't have to be on the top of the stack, it could be down below. Either way, you could still copy. The other thing that you could do on your turn is you could move your books. When you move your books, you pick up the entire stack that's on a monastery. You can either decide to leave one of the books in the monastery you're starting from, or pick it up and bring it with you, and then you spread out on a chain along the roads. You get to do 2 of those actions on your turn, and any combination. So you could copy twice, move twice, copy then move then copy. All those are valid for your turn. The other thing you can do on your turn is, if you control all of the cities in a region, you can grow. When you grow in a region, what you do is you just copy on all of the towers you control. To control a tower, you need to have a book on top of it. So that's all the things that you can do on your turn. On your turn, you draw 1 tile from the fire tiles. This tile will denote 1 monastery on the board that will catch fire spontaneously due to either, pillaging villagers, maybe the fear of the plague, or just bad fire safety. Remember, kids, fire safety. It's important. If on your turn, when you draw the fire token, you end up burning some books in a monastery, you, as the fire starter, gets to move those books. What'll happen is you follow standard moving procedures where you pick up the stack and spread them out. If you happen to set fire to one of your opponent book stacks, it's pretty nice. You just scatter them into the wind. Who knows? The other thing that happens when you burn books is you start a scoring round. On a scoring round, whoever controls more than half of the remaining monasteries in a region gets however many points that region's number denotes. As more monasteries burn down in the game, this means that it might be easier to control some of those larger, more powerful regions like the 12, the 10, or the 11. Detour done. So that's how you play Veritas, basically. So what's the point of the game? The point of the game is to basically build up a very large collection of books, make sure that your books spread to the various regions around France, and just make sure that you get the most points. Actually, the first player to 100 points wins the game. And in the final scoring round, if more than 1 player scores, you could have one of those instances where somebody comes back from nowhere. That's all I got on that. It's really early, and I didn't have coffee because I plan on sleeping on the plane. So basically, I would say that this review is Tiffany not being conscious. Apparently these move. My plane is hopefully boarding soon, so I gotta wrap this up. But would I recommend Veritas? Yeah, if you want a game that's more strategy than luck, and you don't really have the money to afford one of the really big in-depth games, and you're okay supplying your own components, Veritas is pretty good, especially for 4 players. 3 players, you kind of end up in that situation where it's like 2 against each other, and then the third guy just kind of sits there and goes, yes, yes, yes. I do like Veritas, and it's been on my table quite a bit lately. We all know how to play it, it's pretty simple, and we always end up sitting here going, oh, maybe I'll start from the south this time, or maybe I'll start from the east, or maybe I just won't go. I don't remember what I was saying because that announcement was really long, but I need to go get on a plane. And now we've arrived. This airport probably looks familiar. So let's try and recap when we're a little bit more conscious. Veritas is a good game, it's a great game, I do like it. It's a lot more strategic, a lot of games around its price point. But again, because it is a cheap-ass game, quality components is kind of dependent on you. If you get the game printed, it's going to be on paper. If you buy the box set that is available it's still just going to be a simple board of paper put down that isn't attached. If you invest a little bit more money and poker chips like I did, it makes the game feel a little bit more hearty, but you also are spending more money than on components. Granted, those components can be reused for other things, but if you like your games a bit more polished than the normal cheap-ass variety, they do have fully published with color and art and all the components contained games. They currently offer Deadwood Studios, which is about being, you know, kind of low-run actors in a movie studio trying to make a comeback. Then there is Unexploded Cow, which I love, which is about cows with mad cow's disease, like going out into the fields of France and blowing up landmines. It's a lot of fun. It's very random though. So yeah. Also, they are currently funding on Kickstarter right now Get Lucky, which is a card game version of Kill Dr. Lucky. I don't know about you, but I've already backed it. To visit Cheap Ass Games, oh god, there's snow on the ground. I don't have the clothes for this in this bag. Alright, it's not so bad, not so bad. If you'd like to visit Cheap Ass Games website, click here to go to cheapassgames.com to look at what games they have available. And if you're interested in taking a look at Get Lucky, go ahead and click up here in this area to go ahead and go to that Kickstarter. If you enjoy my reviews and you'd like to stay in the loop, go ahead and click the subscribe button, or just subscribe by clicking my face someplace, because that's all that's in this shot right now. And otherwise, have a good day, and you know what, just let me know in the comments down below. What are you playing lately? Ask yourself one question. Ask what would Captain Picard do? Yeah, what would Captain Picard do?